हाँ जी, नमस्ते। चलो तो आज लास्ट पे आ गए अपन और लास्ट वीडियो फेज 3 के फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट की बात करेंगे अपन. So before I proceed further, I won't be getting in my background and all. I just request you to watch the video number 0 of this series because in that I have explained everything, like the way you can ask me query, the way I will be sharing material, whatever material I'm sharing, and many other things are there. So I just recommend you to go through the video and check it once, and then you can watch any of the videos of this series. Now, financial management, I try to keep the video as short as possible, but as this subject is kind of very vast, and I will be having a lot to share here. I will be having a lot of the syllabus to share with you. Points are there, so it might be a lengthier video. Still, I'll try my best to keep it short. If it gets a bit lengthier, please stay with me. Please bear with me. Now, talking about the financial management part, see, it's something new. Something new in what aspect? That even people preparing for solely bank exams, or people preparing for CGL, people preparing for UPSC exam, they might face a difficulty here because it's all new concepts, new things for them. They haven't dealt in bonds, they haven't dealt in equity and all till now in depth. So that is the thing. But let's see the positive side of this thing. You get an edge here. I mean, if so many people are aloof to this topic, then you might get an edge here. I myself scored around 83 in this subject, so it played a very crucial role in my success in RBI Grade B. And now see, what is the issue? First thing, the course, the syllabus itself is very vast, and then because it includes finance, management, and now they added the ethics part too. Other than that, it's a bit technical, unlike the ESI part, because there at least we were a bit acquainted to the topics, or we had a rough idea about it. Like if someone says gender discrimination, तो आपके दिमाग में एक इमेज तो होगी हमेशा कि हाँ this is gender discrimination or I can say it. But all of a sudden people say okay, tell us the yield curve. So these technical stuff makes it a bit tougher. But then how to do it? Like if it's that tough, then how to do it? See, there is a quote from Abraham Lincoln where he says that give me 6 hours to chop down a tree. I will spend 4 hours in sharpening my first 4 hours I will spend in sharpening my axe. So that is the way out here. We need to plan and execute. That is the only way. Plan and execute. And don't be very scared of this complexity or the length of subject. I'm telling you, if you plan in a good way, then you can execute and you can achieve success in this subject too. So in my previous videos also I have mentioned this SKIDA blog maintained by RBI Grade B officer himself, Mr. Shiran. So for this particular subject, there I just recommended you that you can go through the blog, but here I recommend it strongly that you should. In fact, you must go through that blog because sir himself isn't from the commerce background or something. He is also an engineer. He did his UPSC preparation. So the way he prepared, you can also prepare in that way because most of us are not having that background. तो उन्होंने जिस तरह से स्ट्रेटेजी बनाई तो वो हम लोगों के सबके काम आ सकती है. I relied completely on that strategy. मैंने during my initial days, as I already told you that I have gone through that blog multiple times. In fact, I took a printout and used to go through that blog multiple times. And finance was that part where I read it very religiously. Whatever books he mentioned, whatever chapters he mentioned in those books, I took the printout of the particular chapters and I went through them. So I recommend that please go through the SKIDA blog, and even in our bot there will be a link for that, so you can go through that. Second, why it is important? Because in SKIDA blog not only guidance is there, but he also uploaded the notes. Many notes are there, and the how important those notes are, that I will show you in a while when I will be discussing the syllabus in my tab. That time I will show you that how his notes can help you a lot. Then other than that, see, syllabus is crucial. From day one we are talking about this, so that also I will show you how it is very crucial, especially for the financial management part. Another thing, now 50% of the paper is descriptive. So it brings us to the same point, practice. We need to practice a lot. You need to write a lot of answers. I guess in the English video we talked about how can we write answers, so you can refer to that video if you want to know about this. So in that way you need to practice a lot, frame your own questions, go through the previous year questions, try to answer them on your own. If there are some open sources, if some coachings are providing free questions, attempt them, check on your own, you will improve in that. Now be very open to learning. This remember this sentence, I will explain how it helped me during my paper. So for now just know that be open to learning, don't limit yourself to the books. Okay, now arrange notes from RBI website. This also I will explain. See, there are a few topics like corporate governance. If you search corporate governance, see, RBI itself provided in RBI Bulletin 2004 edition, I guess, there is a separate chapter on corporate governance in banks. So this is the way you have to arrange the notes if you are not going to rely on coaching material and all. So again, you have to go through the RBI website, there are speeches and all, so that you can make your own notes, can revise them. Now, answer practice I already told you that you can refer to my previous video. There, because of answer practicing, you can limit your words. You don't need to worry about the word limit. You get very habitual. Your thinking process gets a bit faster because you'll be very habitual of writing answers. So that is the way here. Now coming to the tab, I'll tell you how I covered the syllabus, how Skida blog is very helpful here, how different sources can help you here. All these things will talk via the syllabus. So see, this is the syllabus of financial management. Now as you can see, I already marked so many things here. I want you to, if possible, note it down. First, the finance system part, this whole part. Leave the fourth point, first, second and third. All these things, regulator of banks, Reserve Bank of India, their functions, conduct of monetary policy, etc. Bank system, SIDBI, Exim Bank, NABARD, everything. You will get notes on Skida blog. This is why I am telling you, it's very important. Sir himself has gone through different websites, he prepared his own notes, and now he wants that other people can use that knowledge and can save their time. So you can go and download the notes from there. They're very concise, very crisp. If possible, I'll give a link in the board too. Else you can go to the Skida blog and download this thing. This time this thing was new. Global Financial Crisis 2007 and 8. Again, you don't need coaching notes or material for this. Google it. Go to the YouTube videos, make some notes. I myself prepared notes for this thing. Let me show you. Here it is. Impact of the global crisis. I prepared these notes by going through YouTube videos, and there were some RBI papers. I read it and I prepared this rough draft so that even if a question comes in the exam, I can answer it very well. So this is the thing. Now coming to the finance market. See, primary, secondary market, forex, money, bond, equity, all these things are pretty identical to many people. They are very new concept for us, especially people like me. So there are two ways to cover it. First, go to the Skida blog. There again, sir, I mentioned particular chapter wise that this chapter you have to read from the Prasanna Chandra book, this chapter you have to read from Westerfield, and everything. So that can act as a proper guidance for you. And there's another way. You can take help from your friends and go through the summary sheets if available. I guess edited summary sheets are there. You can go through them. That are limited to some 10-12 pages, I guess. I'm not very sure, but you can go through them. So this is the way to cover the financial market. Now coming to the general topic. Again, risk management in banking sector. Skida blog has a notes on this. I read those notes multiple times. They are very you see, knowledgeable and very important notes, I can say. So for risk management in banking sector, you have to go to the Skida blog. You will get those notes there. Basic of derivatives, again I will say that you can use summary sheets here if your friend is having. Otherwise, again you can go to the Google and make notes, or the books are provided, in that it's there. Financial inclusion, I made online notes. You can go through the financial inclusion. Just type financial inclusion in Google, you will get so many things. What is financial inclusion? What is the need of financial inclusion? What are the steps taken by government for financial inclusion? What more can be done? What are the hurdles? So this will prepare notes so that you can answer them. Okay. Now, public-private partnership. Again, you can go through the online notes. Online notes are available even through some UPSC websites. It's available. I mean UPSC coaching websites. It's available. Or if you want, you can go for this summary sheet. Corporate governance in banking sector. See, again I told you there is a whole article on this. RBI Bulletin 2004. Let me show you. Yes, there it is. Corporate governance in bank, as it is, December 2004. So this way you have to Google. If you put a word RBI beside your search, they will throw some old documents, old speeches and all that. So make use of it. I read this corporate governance multiple times, marked all important things and revised it multiple times. So this is the way you will get. Now for these 7 and 8, it talks about the WPI, CPI, inflation, union budget approach. We anyway covered it in economic section, right? So it's kind of overlapping here, economic overlapping. So what you can do, you can go and search for these terms, particularly like inflation, growth, monetary and fiscal policy. You will find those terms in Ramesh Singh or that Shriram IAS or Vajiram Yellow Book is there. Anything you can search for. They are readily available on online. Ramesh Singh hard copies also there, soft copies also there. So you can go and get them for free. This is the way you have to cover the 7th and 8th point. Coming to the management, again on Skida blog you can go there. Sir has mentioned two books, SP Robbins and THS. Even RBI itself recommended these two books here. So you can go to them and topic wise you can cover them. Another method is there, Vajiram and Ravi, PubMed notes, paper 1. Just paper 1. Paper 1 के notes आप download करिए. It's already available online. आप download करिए and you can go to the topic wise like Maslow need theory is there, Macklein's there, ERG theory is there, Herzberg two-factor theory is there. So it's explained in detail there. So that too in very easy language. So you can go through that. तो उसके लिए मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि वाजीराम के PubMed paper 1 notes you can download. Now coming to this, this time this thing was new, Nets theory. So again I googled and I made some notes about that this person got a Nobel Prize in economics due to as he explained this theory and all. Again make a 1-page note, that will be enough for you. Now coming to this section, meaning and concept of personality, perception, motivation and all. Again I will recommend either you can Google or Vajiram notes are there. If at all available, then you can go through the summary sheets. And whenever you are reading, after finishing the topic, just take it off from here, so that you will be very much aware कि आप लोगों कितना cover कर लिया है, अभी कितना cover करना बाकी है, and we'll always have a guide and you always have a map in your hand कि अभी मुझे इस direction में और जाना है. So that's the way. Again now leadership and all. Again I suggest the same thing, either summary sheet or Google them. See, when I say Google, you don't need to do PhD. Sir. Example, transaction and transformation leadership. You will Google it. There will be 2 or 3 sites will be there on top. They will be showing that what do you mean by these two leadership, what are the major difference between these two leadership, and if possible they can show you the real example, real world example. Okay. Remember this thing. I'll show you how it was important, how it came very beneficial for me. I'll show you. But here you need to Google every word, make short notes and move on. That is the best way I feel to cover the syllabus. I will show you how I made notes that time. Again same thing for Kurt Lewin theory of change, because I was not aware of this theory. I just Googled it, I made notes and I moved on. So before going to the ethical part, I will show you the notes I made. See, for example, motivation was there. I wrote Abraham Maslow. These 5 points were there. I wrote down them. Now, if RBI asks a question, descriptive question, they won't be going in so detail that they will say that okay, explain Abraham Maslow theory with all examples, real world and everything. Generally, they don't do it. What they will do, tell us about the motivation. What are the different theories? If they ask about leadership, then they will say, okay, tell us the difference between different leadership, or tell us the difference between transaction and transformation leadership. So in such a way, they will be very general. So even if you are having a 1 line, 2 line notes here, they come very helpful when you are writing an answer. Because when you are writing an answer in motivation, you can mention McLean theory, you can mention Herzberg theory, you can mention McGregor. So that way you will leave an impression that okay, this person knows something about motivation. He knows about the concept, and that can fetch you more marks. Similarly, I did the same thing for leadership. Again, leadership, current 11, Max Weber. See how I made just three word notes are there. Then for corporate governance, I read that article. Again, I made few notes so that I can use, and you can use some mnemonics here. MRPCD. What? Because we need to give definitions in corporate governance, right? MRPCD. Till the last day, this thing helped me out. Why? MRP, mechanism, relation, and process. See, these are the terms which we tend to forget when writing the answers, right? We do use our layman language or our daily routine language, and we do forget to use these words. These words are very critical, and it leaves a good impression, right? So, mechanism, relation, and process. 2. Control and direct corporates. That is the corporate governance. One line answer, but leaves a lot of impression. Again, I made these notes, and now coming to the ethical part. Ethics part, I guess this was new this time, and many people face the problem. See, for ethics, all I'll say, download a book, Wajiram Yellow. I guess you will get it for free, and if you are in a region like Delhi or Jaipur, you might get a physical copy also from any stationery. Wajiram Yellow book, actually every topic is there, and with all heading and subheading, code of ethics is there, code of conduct is there, what is the difference between them, it's there, corporate governance is there. It's not that detailed, but yeah, corporate governance is also there. Communication is there. I am not sure about it, but maybe communication is also there. Otherwise, you can Google it and you can make short notes on this. It looks ki it's very tidy job, and you need a lot of time to do it. But trust me, when you start to do it, it won't take that much time, and it's better to see. Anyway, you have to do some hard work, right? या तो आप कोचिंग के नोट्स लेकर उनको रटने में लगा लीजिए, और या फिर आप खुद से एक बार मेहनत करके नोट्स बना लीजिए. एक ही बार का प्रोसेस है. इट विल ऑलवेज हेल्प यू. खुदा ना खास्ता आपका अगर नहीं होता है तो एटलीस्ट अगली बार आपको नहीं बनाना पड़ेगा. एंड ट्रस्ट मी, ड्यूरिंग दिस प्रोसेस यू विल लर्न अ लॉट. बाय द एंड यू विल रियलाइज दैट you learned a lot. Now see, let me show you how it helped me. This is the paper. Finance paper, memory based questions are there. Again, I told you that be open to learning. This is what I told you, right? So NETC, technology used in NETC. So if at all you are aware about the fast tag, if at all you looked out of the window while your car was halting near the toll tax booth, there you can see the billboards are there. You can see barricades are there, and all of them are having this name on them, NETC. So I used to search what is NETC. After seeing about it, not just because it was in syllabus or something, I used to search what is NETC, what is its full form, and how these things work. So that helped me. That helped me to mark these two questions very easily. Coming to the regulatory sandbox, I guess it was in news, and anyone who is a bit sincere would be knowing this answer. So it was pretty trivial in news. Language transaction and language transition portal. See, this was factual. You must be aware about this to answer this. But then, let me tell you, while reading so many schemes, while going through so many current affairs, you will be able to eliminate the options. That is the way I attempted these two questions. I started to eliminate, okay, these three cannot be the answer, so the fourth one is the answer. And that thing comes with the practice, so there is no shortcut for that. But yeah, I'm saying that you need not to know all the answers. Sometimes you have to reduce, you have to take some risk. Obviously risk was there, but I took that risk, and I guess these two answers I marked correct on you. Barrier of communication, even if you don't know anything, you would be able to mark correct answer for this question, because the options were very general. But that's what I'm saying, that at least go through the syllabus once, you'll be able to attempt the questions there. Now coming to the other questions. See, this public-private partnership, it's mentioned in syllabus. Very precisely it's mentioned, and if at all you have googled it, if you at all went through some summary sheet, if at all you have made some notes, it would have been very easy for you. Not only this, even this ratio, because this ratio is a highlight. It was there when you Google, when you be going through the triple P concepts, this ratio will be there for sure. Again, it's a bit factual, I know, but I guess this was a doable question here. Now coming to the SBA related paragraph question. Yeah, I remember the very first question was this for me. This now SBA and IPOs I didn't read as such in books and all, but last 1 year I was doing some trades, I was applying for IPOs. So doing all those activities, I learned about the SBA, I learned about the IPO, I learned that what new things are introduced like UPI etc. in applying for IPO and all. So that's why I said that be open to learning. Everything you learn, whatever things you come across, just learn about ki how they are working, कि वो काम कैसे कर रही है. Many people are just applying, but they don't even know what is the full form of SBA, right? So this is the thing. Whenever you come across something new or any concept, just ask why, what, how. This will help you a lot, and you won't be knowing it obviously, but it will help you a lot. Coming to the descriptive part. See, 15-mark question, what is corporate governance? First of all, it was directly given in the syllabus. Very directly it was given in the syllabus. I just showed you the syllabus. It's clearly written corporate governance, not just once but twice, I guess. Corporate governance, and one more place it was there, corporate governance in banking sector particularly. This is the power of syllabus. If you are covering the syllabus, you can easily answer that question. Because moreover, I told you that I went through the this note from RBI only multiple times, so it was very easy for me to answer that question, and I actually answered this question. What are the functions of regulatory bodies? SIDBI, EXIM, NABARD, NHB. I just told you that Skita blog has notes on these. You can go through them. You can easily write this answer, because when you are having 1, 2, 3 or 4 bodies, if you write 5 to 10 lines or something like that, you can easily answer the question, that too in the required word limit. So that is the thing. Now coming to Basel notes and Basel 3, again I read this concept from Skita notes, and their risk management, I guess, if I'm not wrong, risk management part, it's there. I read it multiple times, and again it was a cakewalk for me to write the answer for this. It was around 600, I guess. Yes, this is the last answer which I wrote, and it was easy for me. Now 10-mark question, budget. It was in news, and we already covered it in ESI, and ESI also I mentioned you that you need not to go into depth, but if you have an overall picture, if you have a broader idea, you can easily articulate it in the paper. So this was doable. I did this question. Transformational and transactional leadership. Just now I showed you how it is. It's clearly given in the syllabus. They didn't even go into depth. Whatever was there in syllabus, they asked it directly in the paper, transformational versus transactional leadership. And for this, I remember I made some notes, and the same thing I mentioned here, I articulated the same thing in the paper. So it was easy for me. Behavioral reinforcement. It's also there in syllabus, but I didn't attempt this question because I was not very sure about it. I was not able to recall things. But if you have gone through the syllabus religiously and you prepared notes religiously, I guess this could be done very easily. After which English descriptive is there. Yeah, I attempted this question. It was easy. Anyways, so this is the thing. I told you how syllabus thing works, how syllabus helps you, and how different RBI articles and all can help you. Even this Pami article on monetary policy, this thing. She explained the monetary policy in such a lucid way that you will love to read this document. But to get these documents, you need to Google, you need to search, you need to look for. And that way you will be helping yourself, not just for these people, but also for interview thing. So that's all for this. I'll end here. So I guess I told you everything regarding the finance and management, how to cover, from where to cover, what is its importance, how syllabus plays a crucial role, and with all these, yeah, and answer writing. You need to practice that, right? We already talked, I guess, in 2 last videos, we talked about the answer writing. So this brings us to the end of this series. interview, my own interview didn't go that well, so I don't think I'm the right person to guide. That's why I'm not guiding. If at all I meet a person in training or my office or somewhere who scored very well in the interview, I will try to make a video. I'm not very sure about it, and we need to actually see the response on the present videos. If at all it's good, I'll try to get them on this platform, and they can share their ways, their hacks, or their tricks to get in the interview, to get better marks in interview. Till then, I guess I gave whatever I knew, and I just hope that you do play your part, and hopefully we meet soon in RBI. And till then, please study hard, practice hard, give your best, and that's all. All the best to you all. Thank you.